れてくるの先回りしがちなイメージは時々制御不能それでもやめたくないいつも胸の中に新しいビジョン次の彼を待ってるだけだなんて悔しくない自分じゃありえない進まなきゃ駆け抜けて世界中に自由なライン響き合う瞬間が好きだから前に泣いてそうしているの過去の私が力をくれて今があるね飛び立っていける私のハートきらめく Next future 信じているよ止まらない体中に流れ出すエナジー最高の私で飛んでいけスーパースーパーシー感じてるよ今も未来も追い越しそうな翼になるフラッシュアップ勇気今日も負けないハート磨くよ Next future 見逃さないで
Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. I feel like I've been hit by a truck today. I don't know why. I cannot give you a conclusive answer to it. I just feel kind of like hammered shit today. So, obviously we're going to be game deving because my life is... call me fucking Sisyphus. Yeah, that was from Infinite Stratos, actually, because I like Infinite Stratos. It's one of those shows where you objectively know it's not very good, but you still engage with it because it's just that stupid. Let's see. Any fun news in the world going on that I know of? No. Everyone's just on fire about the presidential debate of the United States of America. It was a comedy show, as I predicted, because, again, I keep having to tell people this. As a psychic, I am able to tell these things almost immediately. And my vast psychic powers pretty much indicated, like, yeah, this was going to go poorly for everyone involved. And wowzers, what happened? It went poorly for everyone involved. You mean something? So... yes, hello, Kalu Kalay. Hey, what are you talking about? We're gonna be working on Metal Savior some more, but there's no big tabletop news that I know about. Couldn't find any fun tabletop news. Everyone's just really mad on the internet about our favorite two baboons. The United States presidential election. Everyone's like, wow, that debate went terribly. And everyone was like, haha, hee hee, hoo hoo. Nothing productive. Not a single... also, maybe I thought you were going to stream at midnight. I'm gonna stream at midnight tonight. No, I just feel like shit, and I didn't want to wake up. I have been sleeping for, like, the past 3 hours, because I just kind of woke up, I'm like, I'm tired, and then I just went to sleep. I'm like, oh, this isn't healthy. One of those things where you understand that something is very wrong, but you don't know what it is, so you just kind of gotta wing it and figure it out. Yeah, I'm currently in the winging it. I'm in the winging it phase of I don't feel good. What's going on? So yeah, life is misery, and I'm a here, but here I am. So like the damage. Good. Orgy, Oogie, Oogie Doggy. Hello, everybody. Oogie Doggy. Ah. Let's see. Truly. Please them. They are truly immortal. Current damage. Inflicted current damage and physical health. Each pilot has a total endurance and health rating. Rating to let's see. Total endurance and health rating. Endurance, a pilot's endurance. Endurance measures the pilot's endurance. A pilot's endurance measures their near misses the near misses, scratches, bruises and zero misses, scratches, bruises, and what would flesh wounds. When endurance reaches 0, the pilot's health will begin to be damaged. We'll begin. We'll start. They reach 0 health, the pilot will be KIA. Let's see. Pilot will be KIA. So we want to do a table, 2x2 table, and actually we want to do a endurance, health, help. We want to do. We do 1. What if we do 1.5? 1.5. 1.5. 2. 2. And then put you dead in the middle. Sturg off. Hello, Sturging off something. So endurance is 2d6. 2d6 plus HRD plus 1d4 a level. Okay, maybe we need to bump that up to a little larger. Maybe we do. I mean, 2.25, 2.25. Endurance, health. Let's see. We can actually add in the footnote. A pilot may opt to choose the average. Instead of rolling. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that. And health, which is HRD plus 1d2 a level. Okay. Okie dokie then. Okay, pilots endure. No, we want to select all of you. Control C, Control V. The wonders of technology. You're goddamn right. Let's see. A pilot will recover their endurance after a few after 4 hour let's see. I will be able to recover their endurance after being able to rest for the night, or or being patched up in a medical tent. A normal human being will recover 1 health. Will recover 1 health plus 1 health. 1 health every day. And 2 plus 2 health, plus 2 health if they are under medical. They are on medical care. Medical care. If a pilot, let's see, if a pilot, actually, if a pilot would fall below 0 health, they may instead. Let's see, pilot. They may instead. Actually, what would you? Actually, no. Take a scar. Take a scar. Scars mitigate the damage they would have taken, but cause a permanent injury. Because a permanent injury. Scars may be expressed as a -1 to an attribute, or harder to pilot a cav when there we go. Hard to pilot a cav once arm has been blown off. Go. Pretty much the same idea, but we're just being a little bit more precise with it. It's saying you get a scar. You will either express it as a -1 to an attribute, or a narrative debilitation. Hey, you have got your arm blown off. You're going to now have to deal with the fact that you have your arm blown off. Hey, you've lost an eye. Have fun, asshole. You don't have an eye anymore. And other such traumas. You know, it might be like, oh, well, we should always take the narrative debilitation, but these should feel very bad. These should feel very, very impactful. Actually, could even put we go. This is pretty much, you take too much and you're going to be out of service. Let's... They'll be removed to play due to medical reasons. Hey, you really shouldn't be, fighting anymore because you've lost literally your arm and you are under like, yeah, no, you're fucked up. You are very fucked up, and you really shouldn't be doing anything you currently are doing. Are there cybernetic prosthetics in the world? Yes, there are cybernetics, but they're kind of janky. That's why I say, like, it's not really a big deal. The problem is cybernetic prosthesis don't work very well because it's literally them strapping something to your arm. No cyberpunk bullshit here. You get your arm lopped off, you have a shitty arm. You aren't important enough to get the fancy shit. That's what I even told a player. It was, yeah, you aren't really that important. You are not important enough to actually get real medical care, because only people, and they were playing an Imperial game, like, only really the Royals would get really nice cybernetics, but even then, they are still, like, not great. No, they're not perfect ones that you would see. Let's see. So, backgrounds, cog in the engine. I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this button. I'm going to double check where we are. So we've got this. We've got all the way down here. All right. So cog in the engine. So this is where things get a little bit odd. So. Every pilot is a registered military officer of their respective military. While they may be let's see, is respected, registered, respected armed services, while they may be from a However, a pilot's skills differentiate them in the crucible of conflict, understanding how and why, each pilot will have a number of skills that determine who they are, and their respective history in the great galaxy. Pilots will have access to a number of skills. When determining to find the background of the pilot, they will choose their which armed forces they will be serving under. They'll choose which armed forces they'll be serving under and roll on their respective charts to determine their basic history. Each part of the pilot's background will grant them certain skill. We'll grant them certain skill. We'll grant them certain skills. Skills and training in different fields. How they ended up serving in the vertical armored cavalry. Let's see, up to the pilot and their abilities. That right here. He may be polished, but doesn't mean he's useful in a fight. Well, we go right here. So, yo ho ho ho, yo ho ho ho. So, you need to do the Empire of Catan under the benevolent guidance of His Majesty Emperor Constantine Kreuzberg von Catan, leading force in the galaxy, taking the reins of the mental security and peace. The military has become the finest and largest force ever assembled. Incredibly diverse force as well. The Imperial Charter allows subject worlds to pay a tithe and raise military in service of the Empire, while vast and petty squabbles permeate command structure, and few well-placed words in court can make or break a campaign. As Cav pilots of the Empire of Catan, the Imperial, I should do the whole thing. Imperial Directorate of Catan. You have been chosen to be knights. Become the knights in shining armor, drawn from petty nobility or laymen with the right connection. Cav pilots play a pivotal role in the war doctrine, plan to break the enemy on the vast infantry-based anvil. When playing Imperial pilots, roles select a childhood, adulthood, and finally their service. All Imperial pilots. Begin with the following skills. All Imperial pilots begin with these. We want to do this. Great. Yep, being able to speak your language. Yep, language. I know, it's a very impressive feat, being able to speak your language. However, at 98%, military cav license. So here is, we establish this, which is going to be a there we go. ATB, which is actually, this is going to be license skill, technically a that we do insert table 2 by 2. We do this. Oh, so what to do is Yep. Okay. So, basic idea of what's going on and why I'm doing this very specific thing. Well, what change are you playing with character create generation? I'm going to be trying to patch things up to make it a little bit easier to read, kind of follow through a little bit more. One thing too is that I'm going to be breaking a lot of skills up into core, descriptive, license, and I'm going to be breaking skills up a little bit more. But the big change is going to be core and descriptive skills, which is kind of the idea of like core skills are going to be developing every level very, very consistently, while descriptive skills are not. You are not going to be improving those every level very much. However, you're going to get every level, you're going to get a giant flat amount of points to play with. Like, hey, you can dump these points into whatever you want. You just, every level, you get some points in your descriptive skills. That might be better, I don't know yet. The other option I have for them is certain skill types are just going to be more important than others, such as those. On the other hand, others are just not going to be as important, and I want to kind of break them apart. In my notes, I have my notes here. I wrote this down in the hospital the other day. I opened my notes up. I wasn't going to the hospital just to dissuade fears. I wasn't in the hospital, my mother was. Effectively, the idea of like core skills and descriptive skills, because I realized in one of the things in Metal Saviors, and you can even say this in the other D2000 games, is that there are skills which are really valuable. Like, I don't want to. It's easier if I just write it and draw it out. Effectively, there are two kinds of skills. There are your fundamental skills, which like you will never not need these, and then you have your like fun skills. The problem is, you always wanted to take these ones over fun skills. But the thing is, everyone always had these. Everyone had usually the exact same ones. People would have different fun skills. But it's like, why would I ever want to invest into the fun skills when I could always invest into more core skills? So what I was thinking about doing is just kind of leaning into that a little bit more. Like, everyone gets a set of core skills that everyone will always have. Like, you will always default have these skills. Descriptive skills, on the other hand, are entirely up to you if you want them or not. And that's kind of the idea there. And it's kind of the back and forth. I'm like, how do I want to make this work? Does this work right? Like, part of me wants to make descriptive skills a lot more open, a lot easier to play around with, and dump points into which is like literally having every level you get X amount to, you increase your core skill up by this amount. But on the other hand, like, oh, hey, here's these descriptive skills, that you increase them as well up every level, but you also get a flat amount of points to just dump into whatever descriptive skill you want. You get a free number of them. It's like, do you want more cool skills? Here's what you do. Here's a bunch of descriptive skills that you can choose from. And like, you can just dump points into. So that's kind of like, I want people to feel better about choosing skills that are not strictly like the most optimal choice in the world, because the idea of the descriptive skills, and generally skills in general in Rifts, is that not every single one of them is strictly useful. It's the fact that you have clowning, which is more important than the fact that you have taken clowning, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, you've taken this skill, it may never come up except when you need it to, and then it's like, okay, I can use the skill now. It's like, hey, thank God I invested in this. That's why I'm like, maybe if I do, so yeah, I mean, yeah, if we do something like this, because I want to get the idea of like, yeah, as a Katani, you all know etiquette. You are specifically trained in etiquette. Your entire life has been built around etiquette. It's built around how to do the command structure, who's in charge of who. It's built around the idea of piloting a cav unit. That's kind of the big things. But that's also where you get your core skills here, and that's where things get a little bit more hectic. And that's when it's like, like, how do we make this more entertaining? So if we do, actually, if we want to, one, two, every single, the thing is with Gutani, every single thing has 5. That's the big thing. Every single thing has 5. It's aristocrats have 5 skills, burgers have 5, laymen have 5, low burgers have 5. They just don't get, laymen don't get core skills. That's one of their problems. They don't get a lot of core skills, they get a lot of descriptives though. So the idea is that a burger is supposed to feel, not a burger, a layman is supposed to feel like they're being able to do a little bit of everything, even though they might not be the most strictly useful. On the other hand, your core skills for like a low burger, hey, you have a core skill in empathy, you have a core skill in trade, and that trade skill is a little bit better than it normally would be. But you get a little bit more abilities here, kind of thing. Actually, you know what we can do? We can switch these two around. Royals. And then servants. Let's see. So we don't need. Army service can actually get a little bit, so we want search tactics. It already established those core skills. Actually, no, we do because being the you're full on army guy, therefore you don't get a lot of business. Bata, Kurtia, investigation, intelligence, and Funk etiquette, imperial bureaucracy, naval service. Technically, we should switch you this. Socialite, intelligent gathering, charm, deception. What we should do is cut you. You get one skill because socialite should feel like they have a little bit of everything. They're pretty good on that one. Actually, what we should also do is banter, charm. We'll cut diplomacy. So they're banter, charm, deception, and etiquette. That's their thing. Banter is working with normal people. And then we have our abilities here. As you see, they get a lot more toys to play with. So if we go to descriptive skills, we do that here. So if you're an Imperial Cavalry unit, you have Cav Mechanics, Cav Navigation. So that would be feels like some of these need to be reworked. Other function. Feels like some of these need to be reworked. The idea being that effectively I want certain people to feel really fucking good about themselves, but let's just skip that. Actually, let's do phone call. I'm getting a phone call. Well, let's rewrite skills. Because rewriting skills has been the white whale on this project for a while. So, let's do... Okay, first things first. We need to... Let's see. Education and life experiences. Skills are always skills are based on knowledge. Are actually, how do I? Each pilot has a number of skills. Let's see. Descriptive, core, perfect, attributes, and action, and act, B, and licenses. Actually, and training. Each skill. Let's see. Actually. Core descriptive, perfect. Core skills represent an important facet of the ability. Core skills represent an important facet of the pilot's personality and abilities. These form the foundation of their service and knacks in the field. Let's see. Foundation for their service to the armed forces. Let's see. And will actively improve alongside them. Descriptive skills. Descriptive skills are those skills. Let's see. Descriptive skills are a host of minor and knacks and hobbies that knacks hobby is different skill set in the field. Perfect skills make up very are rare let's see. Perfect skills represent aspects of the pilot that are possible to fail at traditionally, such as being able to speak their own language, such as fail out traditionally unless under duress or extreme circumstances, such as being able to speak their own language or write their own speak their own language, such as being able to speak language. ETB and training skills do not actually each of these skills follow the same format. As a base, then with a base skill plus it would be their level plus plus improvement mod. Each of these skills follow the same oh god, how would you development plus development. Let's see, each of these skills follow the same form with base skill plus development. Skill development. The base skill indicates what the skill begins at when it is opened for the first time. When it is opened. When it is taken, or when it is taken. For example, 0G. Let's see. For example, the 0G skill has a base skill of 35%. Has a base skill of 35%. Skill of 35%. The development skill is a percentage next to it that indicates let's see, percentage development of skills percentage next to it that indicates its growth. Every time the pilot levels up and improves themselves. 0G has a development of plus 3%. It's development of plus 3%. So a pilot who reaches level actually a pilot who levels up who increases their level by one would increase their 0G skill by plus percent. 8% for it. 238%. 238%. There we go. Yeah. Plus development. When a skill is opened at when a skill is taken at character creation. When a skill is taken at character creation, they will apply their development immediately. Indicating that the pilot has some experience in it beyond the standard. If a skill were taken later on, it would open at base skill and improve from there every level thereafter. Okay, enough to understand. Core skills have a higher development. Let's see. If a pilot has a core skill, in something, they will increase development. They'll increase its development by plus 5%, indicating their natural affinity to they will increase its development by 5%, integrating their natural affinity toward the skill. Descriptive skills. Skills maintain their default. Descriptive skills. Later on, should a pilot upgrade one of their descriptive skills to a core skill, they do later on. Should a pilot upgrade one of the descriptive skill to a core skill, they improve the development. Let's see, they improve the development actually. Let's see, they improve the development, but will not make up lost experience through the previous levels. Okay, so we do ATB and training skills. ATB and training skills do not. Let's see, ATB and training skills do not have a base skill, or development. Base skill or development. Instead, they are written in and chosen as they are set in what they do. ATB or attribute bonus skills. Attribute bonus skills improve the pilot's base attributes, while base attributes, training skills. Training skills may be new cab licenses, as well as advanced combat training. New cab license as well as advanced combat training, which makes them more deadly field. This makes them more dangerous in the field and adaptable to certain military more adaptable in military operations. There we go. So roll up here now. Okay, now, radical idea. We take this. Put it up here. We explain what skills are right away. First thing we do, we explain what skills are. Explain how this works. Yeah, hey, you're gonna get things from your background, yada yada yada. Same format. Let's see, actually. So, mm, 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 mm. Which indicates that the background will open the skill with a plus 10% bonus to the skill in question. To the skill in question. Still the skill in question. Taking 0G. Taking 0G as an example. Taking 0G as an example, it was 0.5. Taking 0G, it has a base skill. It will taking 0G, base skill is 35%, but if a background grants it with a plus 10% bonus, with plus 10%, it would open at 45%. The backgrounds, let's see, backgrounds may grant multiple skills at the same, may grant multiple of the same skill. This would also, same skill. If it is chosen, let's see, if one descriptive skill, if it is considered a core skill, they increase the base skill. Base skill by plus 10%. They increase the base skill by plus 10%. If it is a descriptive, skill, they increase it by only plus 5% to their base skill. There we go. Have to remake how this character. We'll have to remake Count Ingram. We don't really need to. Let's see. Don't need that. So, yeah, I'm gonna put this right here. Like, yeah, hey, actually, I can probably. Why don't I put that as a side note? I put it as a side note. No, we should. I know we. Certain backgrounds will run that. Snippity snap, snap, snippity snap. I can't feel my back. Oh god, please help. Alright. Welcome to the wonderful world of Notepad. Anon looks at a screen and debates to himself. Hello. Ow. 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 Ah, there we go. Ah, God. What a delicious thing of coffee. You don't really need... We already explained this. No, we already explained this, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a table here. We're going to do that. Actually, you know what? This is more of a... I know what I'm gonna do. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna play this. We're gonna play this as a big dev note. We're gonna play this as dev note. Skills and such. Every skill is ranked out of and understood to be let's see, every skill is placed on a 3x3 placed on a 3x3 matrix of the complexity of the skill, of the difficulty of the skill, and the learning complexity skill. The more difficult the skill is to pick up and understand the lower base skill of we'll begin at. Thus a skill that's simple to pick up, that's simple to learn, hard to master. Hard to master would be 50%. Would be 50% plus 2%, plus 3%. With the core. Hello, we got a Manly. Hello, Imperial Hero Manly. Another Imperial Hero for the rest of us. You can tell by all his badges this man is a hero. And his iron crown. Let's see, so there's a skill would be that. Let's see. Increasing their let's see, development is skills simple to learn. More skills are easier to learn, increasing the oh. Hello, magic. Dude, no, don't stop the music. Don't stop the music. A skill is simple to learn, hard to master. Core skills are easier to learn, increasing their development by increasing their development to encourage the pilots develop them further. Go. We do this. We put it right here. There is we do this. We do this. We do insert a column to the right. We merge these two columns. So right here, we put you right here. And now we get to do a really fun thing, and that fun thing is doing more exciting eye work. So, I mean, if we do plus 3%, so this would be plus 10, plus 8, and this would be plus 6. Plus 6%. So that would be 10, 8, 6. That's 3, 3, 3. If we increase it to 5, it looks like this. So that's 5 levels for plus 50%. That would know plus 60% is level 5. You've effectively aced the skill at that point. On the other hand, really like cav piloting isn't that difficult. That would be 6%. That would be 8%. So I mean 8 times 5 is 45. So you'd be at 95 by level 8, which generally speaking is like, yeah, that's your It's kind of like a lot of these littler skills where it kind of pops up a little. What do you all feel? Did we increase it by 5, meaning that skills will get exponentially better if they are a core skill? Or do we increase it by 3? It won't get as fast, but you will get a noticeable improvement over someone who does not have a core skill. Or we could reduce the amount you learn it by default. We can reduce this to we can reduce this to like, we could do that and then increase it by 4 each. So that would be 10, 8. That'd be by 4 each. To kind of give you an example, what do I mean by this? Let's say 5 levels go by. You are now level 6. In the course of 5 levels, you get, if it's hard to learn, you get plus 25% to it, or you now end up with plus 40%, because it would be 80, because it would be 8. You end up with plus 40% versus plus 25%. That's a pretty large leap. If it's easy to learn, it's plus 35% or plus 50% by, it's 15% increase. So that's kind of the idea there. It's like it's a noticeable increase of power, of skill. It's about a 15% increase if we just improve it by 30. Or we can do some differentiating things. That's entirely possible. If we do it if we do U by 5, do U by 3, and then do U by like 2 even. Like that, even that's like 532. That doesn't work. This is what I mean by this is the really fun and exciting part when it comes to how skills function, and why I've always had such issues with skills in the game, because skills are really important. Really pump them up if you really want to, but you're collecting other skills. Kind of well, what do I want to choose? Like, okay, hey, you've got a core skill. This is something that you are impassioned about. This is going to be your thing. You have a core skill in this. I like number 5%. Yeah, it's like if we increase everything by 5%, you do have like if we increase everything by 5%, you have a noticeable increase in power. Like, noticeable increase. On the other hand, if we increase it by 3, we have a little bit more even distribution, and it's only a 15% increase instead of a 25% increase. Do you see where the funny and exciting adventures here go? And it's like, how do we make this work? Now, if you want to be an asshole, what I would do is I would say you get to add +1 d6, whatever it is. That's what you add, and you just add a d6. But I'm not an asshole. I'm not a horrible human being, and I wouldn't do that to you. Let's stick with 5%. If we stick with 5%, it's a good round number. People understand that number. It's a good round number. People understand that number. It can be easy. It's easy enough to very clearly enunciate to people as well, being like, yeah, it's just 5%. Everything's dranked off that matrix. So, cog in the engine, backgrounds, pilot skill. However, pilot skills, Imperial pilots. So, core. I should say. Let me go back to perfect. May cross 100%. May cross 100%. Expert in field. However, rolling a 1A 98 or plus on the skill check will still result in a critical failure. will still result in a we're really getting 98. 98 plus on a skill check will still result in a failure. Will still result in a failure. Oh, no. Being experts in the field. The experts in the field, the main way to challenge is placing penalties. Complicated situations. If a skill is perfect, it will always start at 98%. Yeah, that's the grade of asked. I don't need it. So let's see. So core. Actually, we can do. We'll call this descriptive. Descriptive, license, Imperial Gaton. Actually, we do this, so it's kind of one of those things like you can make your lore skill really high, but it's not really going to be mandatory. The idea of the lore skill is this is information you know about your actual country. A really basic question is, who's the president of the United States of America? That's your US lore. Most people can probably answer who is the president of the United States. However, you're going to be a lot harder pressed to say, hey, who's the current general, member of the general staff in the United States? A little bit more difficult. Who's the current head of the Department of Transportation and Housing in the United States? A little bit more fucking complicated, by the way. A lot of people probably won't do that, but that's where your lore comes in. Hey, who is this person that I'm interacting with? This is going to be lore Empire of Catan, Imperial, that's kind of the idea there. So, descriptive skills, everyone should get 2. Let's see. It's one of those things where everyone should get at least two skills here. Let's cut out intelligence gathering. We'll do diplomacy and tactics. So that's 1, 2. So that's 2. So that's 2 additional skills, so we don't need that. So that's... Royal would get 3. We need to bring you down. We need to give you 2 skills of some variety. We can actually bring you down and give you diplomacy plus 10% because that's your entire fucking job. Servants, on the other hand, we can do that. You need 2 skills. Don't know what to give, like the layman. US will fail to combine like to attack with his natural weapons. Yeah, it's kind of the idea with like the layman is supposed to be like your everyday person. You have just been drafted by the Imperials, and now you kind of know that you're lucky enough to actually get into a cav unit, and like that's just where you grew up. As an adult, you cav piloting, so that would be a 10%. So business, you get 2. Technically, I should 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, lore Empire of Catan. Technically that would be the correct way of wording that. Go down to 8, investigation. Oh, hey, you served in the bureaucracy doesn't seem too impressive until you realize that you suddenly know a lot more people than you really should, because you just like, oh, hey, that's Count von Eckelberg or whatever the fuck. Yeah, let's stay clear of him because Count von Eckelberg is a cuck and he wants to have sex with, children or whatever. Like, he is a bad person and we only deal with him because he funds a lot of money. Oh no. Oh no, look everyone. It's Countess Elizabetha. She has a shit ton of money and is also, completely unmarried and no one knows why. Hey my royal squatty, go talk to her because she's a shit ton of money and she's gonna really like you. Oh, she's a psychopath. Oh, she's got a knife. Hee hoo hoo. Let's see, command structure, tactics 0G, socialite. Yeah, like the socialite gets a bunch of core skills and just talking to people, but I'm okay with that because they don't get a lot of descriptive skills. As a socialite, you don't have the ability to adapt. Then we get to these. So, let's do some... So, field corps. Let's do Imperial Cavalry Unit. Here's our Imperial Cavalry Unit. You are, God bless him, you're in the shit. So, Cav Nut. I think giving him Cav Nut's good. Gives you a little bit more value there. I'm gonna give you Cav Piloting. I think Cav Navigation. Cav Tricks. And General, no, actually. We're gonna give you sensory equipment, though. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You may be wondering, Notepad, what does Cav Nut, Cav Nav, and Cav fucking Tricks do? Cav Nut's an ATB skill. Technically, you get a bunch of little bonuses and bonuses to you actually being able to pilot your Cav, because that's what you do. That is your thing. You're weirdly obsessed with them. And you get a free extra license. That's the main big thing with Cav Nut, is that you get a free extra license right off the bat, and it doesn't necessarily even need to be that. Kind of the idea is like, hey, you're part of the Imperial Cavalry Unit. This is your entire fucking job. Your job is to do this. And that's just something you have to understand. Cav Navigation, on the other hand, Cav Navigation is you being able to actually, like, move around a lot more actively in your Cav over long distances. If you're doing any kind of very long-range campaign, someone will need Cav Navigation. And then Cav Tricks is pulling off weird stunts in your Cav. Pretty much anything that is not specifically laid out in the book, that's a Cav trick. That's you doing some, like, crazy bullshit in your, that's you popping a kickflip in your fucking Cav unit. We dropped these 3. 1, 2, 3. So if we drop 3, we can put 3 into descriptive skills. But the idea there is that you do have military combat training, which is very, very good. Imperial Defense Force, Domestic Work Search Command Structure. Yes, let's give you... I think I have fortification, right? Yes, I do have fortification. Fortification becomes one of your main ways of doing things. Congratulations, everyone. You're the asshole with fortification. We reduced you by 1 Imperial Field Corps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can do that. There we go. Imperial Field Corps. Problem with being Imperial Field Corps is that you only start with basic combat training, but that's the entire idea. Imperial Ground Forces. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can drop command structure. grab them another skill there, another descriptive skill. Imperial Navy. We can drop command structure. I keep giving these fuckers command structure when I really shouldn't. Why don't we give you etiquette? Like, you just get a flat 10% bonus to etiquette because being in the Imperial being in the Navy means you are actually, to give you an idea, the Imperial Navy is technically above the Imperial Army in the actual, like, hierarchy of things. To them, the Imperial, the Imperial Defense Corps, the Imperial, any of that shit, that's secondary. You serve the Navy. God bless the Navy. Command, public speaking. Technically, let's just want a little bit to make it alphabetical. I'm okay with you getting an insane amount of command structure. This would be, technically, that would be a plus 20, but let's get rid of that 10%. So they would get a plus 10% right off the bat to it. That would be, technically, we should do command plus 10%. Command structure normally. That would be intelligence gathering, investigation, which we're going to give them that 10%. We're going to give them the 10% that was taken from them. And then we do public speaking. The idea being that if you're in the Officers Academy, you are effectively a highly paranoid schizophrenic. So you have a core skill in investigation. You may say, well, I don't have a lot of core skills. Being like, yeah, but you have a lot of descriptive skill. You have a lot of open skills that are developing very slowly versus a few skills that are improving very quickly. Being in the Officers Academy sucks, and you don't want to be in the Officers Academy unless you want to get rich, and then you be in the Officers Academy. So, Federal Republic Star Systems is a collection of colonies that have banded together for mutual assistance in the encroachment of the Imperial Legion. Central Council runs democratic process tightly, trying to organize the world's cohesive whole. The Federal fleet is ragtag but massive, but a massive assortment of old ships, new ships, and a determined fighting force. Assistance from member worlds, however, not providing the necessary requests often result in withholding public funds. Bureaucracy is vast and Byzantine, relying on in-depth knowledge to pierce its complicated linguistic nightmare. That would be French lobbyists, Cavs pilot, and you are drawn from those who manage to score high on various aptitude tests, ability, skill, pilot, and cav unit. Cavs are an accepted part of the doctrine, finding themselves in all facets of quote, federal military life. So what we need to do, this. Ooh. First 2 tours of duty. All federal pilots begin with military combat training. Mm. Okay, so skill, they begin with language. They begin with language federal, federal basic. Literal, they have literacy in federal basic. Effectively, picture literally languages built from the ground. It's Esperanto, effectively. It's Asian Esperanto that they speak, because they're like, how do we create the most simple language for everyone to know? Lore. Federal Republic, a federal, federal military cav license. They have command structure as a core. Actually, if you want to be, they have command structure as descriptive. Cav piloting is of course core for them. They can have cav nut or cram school. GB. Federal University. Actually, Ranger Association, Young Ranger Association. Usually represents formerly being a part of the Young Rangers Association. 18 to 24, 18 to 24. No, Federal University, and doing their service for and graduating from Federal University, 25 up, or recently graduating from Federal University to yeah. That's effectively how... That is actually how it works in the Federation. The idea of the Federation is there are too many people who have the potential of voting. This shit doesn't work. So instead, we're going to restrict your voting rights depending on what you do. If you're a good citizen, you get more voting rights. Everyone gets local voting rights. You can always vote on something happening in your city, in your town, whatever, doesn't matter. Then, if you finish high school effectively, you can vote on a planetary scale. You can vote on anything on your particular planet, or you do whatever you want there. If you do 4 years, you graduate university, you get your system one voting. If you graduate your 4 years, and if you graduate, do your military service, do a big donation fund. There's a couple different things you can do. You pretty much get the full federal voting rights. There are not actually many people who get full federal voting rights. That's the thing. There are not many people who get full voting rights. Which is one of the big reasons of doing your 6 years. Which is, hey, you do your 6 years in the service, and suddenly you get full voting rights. That's a pretty big thing for a lot of people. Like, yeah, no, I'm doing my part effectively. That's the way they view it. Actually, let me see if I can remember. It's let's see, on the voting tier system, educational pursuits, well-paying jobs, or dedicated military service. Yeah, planetary, then you get your sector voting rights. Yeah, it's kind of the idea of like, it's very, very easy for you to get your voting rights. You just need a good paying job, which is why a lot of the people who join the federal military are from the boonies, effectively. Because if you're from Altus, you don't need to do that because you can get a well-paying job anyway because it's fucking Altus, it's the center of the entire federation. And that's kind of the little bit of a dig at a few things, but thought it would be appropriate. Service guarantees citizenship. Each duty 3 years. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. If playing federal let's see. If playing federal pilots. Roll or select their first go. Each tour, let's see, we back to that. So each tour of duty, each standard tour of duty, standard tour of duty, let's see. Additional tour. I'll roll 1d6 minus. How do I want to do that? Is voting a choice or mandatory? Voting is always a choice. You don't want to vote, that's entirely your fucking choice. On the other hand, if you're serving 6 years in the federal military after being denied the chance to vote properly, you're probably going to be voting. Whether or not that's going to be voting with 1 or 2 arms is up to you. It's literally a way to being like, hey, you worked your ass off. Here's a reward for working your ass off. Being like, yay, I can vote. Democracy functions. We are not Australia where you get fined for it. They literally do not care if you vote or not. That's kind of the idea with the feds, is the feds really don't care if you vote or not. They just want you to understand that you're fighting for something, even if it's something as petty as, hey, you get a thing. I don't know how to do the feds. Like, the entire idea of the feds is you are effectively way better at your job. Actually, I should say military. Like, you start with that's one of the big things, is that you start with military training. You don't need to build up for military training at all. And it's like, okay, you do get a lot of things right off the bat. And it's like, yeah, kind of like taking additional tours is entirely your prerogative because you've decided to go, like, legit. Well, actually, legit would be a bad way of wording it. Effectively, you've said, I'm going to be a career guy. I'm going to make this a career now. And everyone's like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. oh, you're insane. I see. You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Federal Armored Cavalry, Federal Armored Corps, Federal Colony Patrol, Federal Element, Federal Ground Forces, Officers Academy. We should add in a call. Go. The officers care. Exactly. It's kind of like, yeah, the officers give a shit that you do your job. And it's like, do you want to go career? That's kind of the big thing. If you want to go career, you're going to roll more tours of duty. Originally, the idea was that you're going to roll more tours of duty, get a lot more skills, but you get a lot more things going on, if that makes sense. You have a lot more choice rather than being Imperial. You don't have a lot of choice with being Imperial, and that was kind of the idea. Was like, yeah, as an Imperial, you don't really have a lot of choice in your story. It's seemingly random, and that's what I kind of wanted to get across. Is like, this is very random. Your life is not your own. Your life is for Catan. And that's something you, as a character, have to deal with. That's something that you rolled royalty. That is your entire life now. Your life is completely dedicated to Catan in that capacity. And that's something that is an issue for a lot of people. Like, hey, this is your life now. This is how you function, how you deal with your day-to-day. And some people are going to chafe under that, and other people don't chafe under it. Kind of like, you do. Hey, you person man, what do you do when, situation's a little rough? Well, chafe, or do you improvise? On the other hand, hey, you're royalty. You get a lot of fucking bonuses other people don't because you're royalty and everyone expects a lot from you. Let's It's pretty much I want to represent you going like, because this is it's like I want to make this a career. Having a career sucks in the military. That's what I kind of want to represent. Like, your career in the military fucking sucks. It is a terrible experience. But why is it a terrible experience? Why is it so awful and terrible? Well, it's awful and terrible because it's like, yeah, no, go against the most well-developed military in the entire galaxy who is going to start employing fucking doom weapons against you. Yeah, no, like I don't want to fight. We're the plucky underdogs, but man, being a plucky underdog sucks when you get eviscerated. Ah, man, look everyone, it's the Imperials. Oh no, what do they have? A comically oversized doom weapon now. Fuck. Damn it, where's my... Where's our quirky protagonist character to save the day? He has an overpowered mech and we're just infantry. Shit. And like, part of me wants to keep this. Another part of me doesn't. Like, I'll come back to this. Let's go to the clan. You guys sent thousands of colony ships in all corners of the galaxy during the Cash Tech year. After the crash, many of these were lost, destroyed, and had settled down on planets. Few of these colony ships were adrift due to accident or sabotage. These drifting, or were sent to accident. Sabotage. These drifting hulks slowly became home for entire countries, and entire planets worth of people. Planets worth of people. These vagrant colony ships will slowly morph into the clans, tribalistic and superstitious. They know space better than anyone and are fiercely protective of their independence. They will travel across stars in search of resources to mine, process into commodities, and then trade with for continued survival. As a clanner. Yeah, that's the idea of playing clans is like, yeah, you're fucking weird compared to everyone. Because you're not really formalized. There's no formal training when it comes to being one playing, one Rust into the life of being one of the clan's main assets. Luckily for most, every man, woman, and child Kind of like the idea of like, yeah, pretty much everyone knows how to pilot a cav unit. Clansmen start with combat training basic. This is training. 0G should get rid of. So they begin with combat training basic. 0G, this is a core skill for them. Cav piloting is a core skill for them. Or clans. Let's see, word clans. This is descriptive, yes, and then they have. And let's see, everyone knows everyone, and there we go. One of the advantages of being part of a clan is that literally everyone fucking knows one another. Not really going to be you're not really going to be threatened by certain things because hey, we all kind of know one another. Like, if you ever want to discover, this is the big thing. You ever want to discover who's your friend, who's your enemy, just start speaking your own language at them. If they reply back in that proper language, you know it's them. If they don't, fucking shoot them because they're lying. That's one of the big things with being a clansman. No one understands you. Everyone kind of dislikes you, but you get people. That's one of the advantages. Yeah, so, let's see. So you actually get free chosen you get, like, chosen... You actually get free core skills as a pilot, as a clansman. You don't get a lot, but let's see. Athlete, endurance training. Let's open. You got weapon proficiency in combat training, technical cab units, general mechanics. Mm. I think I'm gonna cut cav mechanics in general. So let's say cav miner, endurance training, technical calves, cav piloting, chaplain, choice, lore, religion of choice, clown, technical clowning, performance clowning, and charm. Detective, intelligence gathering, streetwise criminals. Also, if you're wondering where I got a lot of these, almost all of these are from Space Station 13. Yeah, a lot of these are from Space Station 13 because that's what I feel to be most appropriate for how to run a clan campaign. What if Space Station 13, but you all got in giant robots? Let's see. General Mechanics 10, Trade X, Technical Cuisine, Land Navigation. You speak federal a lot easier. Maintenance staff, domestic work, general mechanics, medico, empathy, punk, stealth trade, music, streetwise music scene, salesman, barter deception, intelligence gathering, security, and athletic search, first aid, systems technician, 810, 8-4, teacher, 8. Plans operate, there we go. Mercenaries, free fighters. Okay, so we're gonna redo these. I don't know how I'm gonna. Might come back to you. I might come back to you. I have an idea of how I want to do it, but I don't know how to do it in particular. Alright. You know what I'm gonna do? It's 11:45. I'm gonna call it here. Didn't get too much done, but we made skills a little bit easier to understand, and that's legitimately a task, a Herculean task unto itself. What I'm gonna do for the rest of the night is probably start fixing this shit up to make it as easy as possible to understand. Once we get all of these cleaned up, I am then going to pretty much on Monday we will begin with all of our we will begin with the unfun section of combat, most likely, and we'll just rip and tear our way through here. Might be some Notepad Must Die next week to try to get it done. But, yeah, gonna call it there. Notepad is tired. We've got, like, 4 fucking people here. Let's see, do we have anyone fun streaming at this hour? Mint's streaming. The Bug is streaming. Melody is streaming. I'm not seeing anyone in particular streaming. Notepad is tired. I am going to go to bed. Well, not bed, but I am going to rest now. Pippa is live. Pippa is live, but Pippa is not on Twitch. We cannot raid YouTube. I have not discovered a way to raid YouTube yet. I almost guarantee you there is a method to do such, though. I will say that. I am 99% sure there's at least one way to raid a... Is she live? Oh, she's not. Why is she playing Eve? Why? Why are you playing Eve? Stop that. What god are you? What? She's literally on Twitch. What are you talking about? No, she's not. Pippa isn't on Twitch. That's not how any of this shit works. Well, I mean, Pippa is live, so fuck it. Well, local nerd learned something. I do learn something. Here, let's raid Pippa real fast. We've got 3 people. May as well harass Pippa while I'm at it, because God, I'm tired. I am, as they say, away. Godspeed, good luck, love you all, kiss you, Kistel.